Welcome to Indo-Caribbean Forum's Culinary Corner. Today we'll be doing stew chicken. We start this recipe off with 3 pounds of seasoned fresh chicken, one tomato, some celery, some chives, hot pepper according to your wish, half an onion chopped, 2 pimento peppers, we start off with some oil, about 3 tablespoons of oil. It's a heavy bottom pot on a high flame. Once this is nice and hot, we will add garlic to infuse the oil with a nice nutty flavor. We make sure the garlic doesn't burn. We just get it lightly brown, and then we will remove it from the oil. Now we add 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. This is to caramelize the brown sugar to give that nice brown color to the dish. This again is on a very high heat. As you can see, the sugar is actually melting into it. The sugar is now caramelizing into the oil, and you're actually going to be getting a nice blonde color, and then it starts frothing. As you can see, it starts frothing at this stage with a nice rich golden color, and then it bubbles up to a darker color. We'll make sure to look at it properly at this point, not taking our eyes off of it, because this is where we want to add in the chicken. We can add in all the chicken at once, or we can add in pieces at a time. Depends on what you're comfortable with. So now that I've added in all of the chicken, I'm going to give this a nice stir to make sure that I evenly coat each individual piece of chicken with that nice brown caramelized sugar that we had going earlier. So we're giving it a quick stir and making sure we evenly coat each piece of chicken. This is just a little bit of green seasoning that was left over from the chicken that we had seasoned previously. And again, a nice quick stir. At this point, we start adding the onions into the dish, followed by the hot peppers. And then we add the pimentos into the dish. All of these things are adding a really nice flavor to this pot. The tomatoes go in now. Some people may choose to add this into the seasoning process, but I prefer to add it in freshly into the pot to give more spice and taste to the dish. I give it a quick stir to make sure these things get added in, and it will also help with thickening the gravy of this dish at the end. As you can see, it's very early on in the dish, but the chicken actually has a pretty color that will get darker as we progress with the dish. We add some ketchup, about 2 tablespoons of ketchup at this point. And for a little more color, I usually add just a little bit of soy sauce to this dish. And then I just do another quick stir to make sure this is evenly distributed to all of the chicken again. And the dish actually smells like stew chicken at this point, even though it's very early on in the cooking process. Now I will add the fresh green seasoning, which is the celery, followed by the chives, and it will be followed by the sprig of thyme. I like the way these green seasonings add extra aroma to this dish and takes it to another level. Another quick stir of this to incorporate all of those green seasoning that was just added into the pot. You will notice that I did not add any salt to this dish, and it is because when we season the chicken, it would have already had salt in the seasoning. I'm just adding a little green seasoning with water. It's mostly shadow benny. This is mostly because so far I've not really added water to this dish. The chicken has been cooking in its own juices that it would have let go into the dish. So far, no water. Just give it another quick stir and let it cook for about 10 minutes more like this. As you can see, the color of the chicken is changing. It's getting darker as time is progressing. Okay, see how nice this is, and the gravy is thickening up, but we haven't yet to add water to this dish. But this is about the point where we will start adding water to it. We will add about 3 cups of water to this much chicken. It is hot water so that it will not seize up the cooking process. Another quick stir to this dish. And given that we just added water to it, we will keep this on a high heat to ensure that it comes to a boil, and then we will allow it to simmer. Because I like spicy, I added an entire whole pepper to this dish. We cook for 30 minutes like this without disturbing too much, occasionally stirring in between. Okay, this is after 30 minutes of cooking, and you can see how nicely and thick the gravy is getting. It's actually to your preference how much longer you want it cooked. Some people will say 10 minutes to thicken the gravy a little further. And this is when it's almost ready. 2 minutes more and we're ready to complete this dish and turn off the stove and put it in a serving bowl. You would not believe how beautiful this smells. Voila! The dish is completed and it's ready to be served with rice, red beans, macaroni pie, callaloo, whatever is your fancy for your Sunday lunch. Do like and share this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon so you can get notifications of any new videos that we add.